everybody, and welcome to the party that is this Force Pack unboxing. Join us or die. I'm
Sounds
Steve.
like a party.
That's Zach. That's Tim. Yeah, if you ever get a party invitation, just join us or die. It's probably going to be a pretty sweet party.
By the way,
Probably should join.
That's totally my next birthday invitation. Join us or die. Vader's going to be on the front holding his hand out.
You got to hold them to it. Let's talk about this objective set that kicks this pack off, the second phase.
Absolutely.
We've already talked about it, so there's less to say, but perhaps also a little bit more because we had a chance to play with these cards. And I'm just going to lay it out for myself. Let's talk about the second phase. It's the objective 5-1 standard Sith affiliation only, which is very important. Damage this objective to reduce the cost of the next Sith unit you play this phase by 1. Limit once per phase. Great little resource accelerator.
Surprisingly strong. This has been out for a little bit, and I've actually got to play against it. And the number of times that they're able to get early, this is really important early, right?
Yeah.
It's like just early board control that doesn't let the light side take over can save you a lot of damage.
It lets you consistently get turn 1 Vaders and turn 1 Palpatines.
I always feel like I'm 1 resource away from playing that other 2-cost unit most of the time.
Yeah.
It's like I have a 2-1-1 and then my affiliation. And it's like I could play 3 2s if I just had 6 resources. So hopefully this kind of plays into that.
Yeah, and that's what you see a lot, where it's just like, you're opening, you want to have maybe 1 resource for an event or 2 resources for an extra guy. A lot of times I saw this where it's just like, it lets you get your Mara or Vader out and a protector, which just makes it like brutal.
Absolutely.
Brutality. So very useful objective.
Nice, useful. Always want to see it, even if it's not on the flop. So that's good. Well, let's move on to the Dark Trooper Legion. One of the best looking cards in the game thus far.
That art is fantastic.
That is a 6-cost unit, but that's a bit deceptive, which we'll get to. 4 health, and then he's got 2 black unit damage, 1 black objective damage, and then 1 white unit damage and 1 white objective damage. So packing a really good number of icons here. Is a droid and a trooper. I think both of those keywords are supremely important. I don't know that we'll get droid support soon. I think there's some IG-88 stuff potentially coming down the pipe. Don't quote me on that.
Too late.
I saw a preview for IG-88 for sure, and you have to imagine there's some stuff. I think we've seen all of his objective set.
There's nothing in there is about droids, but there'll definitely be cards where it's like, refurbish, and it's like pay 2, put a droid play.
There will, at some point in this game, be a droid deck.
Yes.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah, you got IG-88 with Dark Trooper Legions. That's my dream.
As true. One of the maybe 20 traits in the game, it's really impressive that you're making this call.
It's going to happen. But
of course.
The interrupt here, which is very important for these guys, is when you play this unit from your hand, deal 1 damage each to any number of your objectives to reduce the cost of this unit by 1 for each damage dealt. So I can get him in for 3, I can get him in for 4, I can get him in for 5, or I can get him in for 6, depending on how much I want to damage myself.
You can even get him in for 2 if you have the objective out.
What? Totally.
And then when you play this,
you want to nail it twice. This is
good icons for that.
Yeah, it's a high octane unit for 2 costs.
I mean, that's what so Kendall in store was actually playing this against me, and his turn 1 was literally he had one of those objectives out, and he played this guy for 2, and then we'll get to more cards in the objective set that made it not matter.
Can you tell me how Swindled reads?
It's printing cost of 2.
Printing cost of 2 or lower.
Swindle, because Swindle could be like 3 turns later.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with how much was paid for the unit.
So this is good. I mean, this is a nice little guy. I really think that if we see... I'm feeling like there's more trooper support. I know we have some more coming down the pipe that I've seen just in the previews that FFG's put up. And if we get some droid support and some trooper support, I mean, you could see a Dark Trooper Legion being a big deal.
Yeah, happy Danny.
I would be so happy.
I think the 2 really important parts about this card are 3 unit damage, which makes him excellent for blocking the Falcon. Also excellent for blocking the Falcon is 4 health.
Yes.
So across the board, this is a really good unit. So the ability to get it in for 3, even just drawing it, play it for 3, or maybe less, is pretty crazy.
I love the high octane strategy of damage myself to get stuff out. To prevent damage.
It's very Sith if you think about it.
Well, let's go also to Force Shield. There's 1 Force icon. Force Shield is the name. It's Force Control and Alter. You enhance a Sith objective with it, so it's enhancement. And in Interrupt, when enhanced objective is destroyed, draw 2 cards. If the balance is with the dark side, draw 3 cards instead. What do you think about this?
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's the kind of card that, you can imagine that scenario. You've got 4 damage on your objective. Your opponent's likely going to blow it up. You just pop it on there, use your Dark Trooper to blow it up, and go ahead and draw 3 cards on your turn. That's the best use.
You could also put it on your own thing that is 1 health left and blow it up to play like a Dark Trooper Legion.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, there's interesting things there, but at the end of the day, you don't want objectives to blow up, ever.
Yeah.
So, I will never intentionally blow up as Dark Side, especially in a tournament. I would never want to
There it is.
give you a guaranteed objective for the tiebreaker on the next round.
Yeah, absolutely.
So because of match play, in particular in tournaments, this card, you put it on like your the first arc hammer, the first trooper room that gives all your committed units elite. Something your opponent wants off the board, put it on that because they have to blow it up, or some objective that they just have to deal with. But otherwise, it's okay.
And
If
unfortunately,
this was free,
yeah,
The
if it
problem
was
with
a
it is
zero
just
cost
like,
enhancement, it would be.
more force icons.
in this game, the value of card draw is not very high.
Especially the timing when this would normally go off. It's like coming into your turn.
Yeah,
normally.
it's coming to turn. I mean, the nice part about it though, right? Like, is like if you have an objective that they need to destroy first for some reason, like Killing Cold, you put this on Killing Cold, and it's like even if they do blow up Killing Cold, you're going to get 3 more cards in hand to then play in the next edge battle.
Yeah, if they decide to destroy that one first, which they wouldn't.
Well, if you're
usually.
Killing Cold out, they would.
Well, it depends on if they have other Hoth objectives.
Yeah, it just
because you're running this, it's one.
Anyways,
Hoth
long
objective
story
that's not
short,
there.
we can find weird ways to make the card good.
It's conditional
it's
and
very
not
conditional.
great.
Overall, it's very meh.
All right, agreed. Let's look at facility repair with the old WED droid on there. I believe that's what it is. Force icon is 1, 0 cost. Okay.
Like
after a Sith objective is dealt damage, remove 1 damage from that objective and place a shield on it.
This card will ruin your day. Straight up. It's like, I'm going for the win. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think both in stopping the win and then also just the cards in the objective itself. The objective that lets you damage it to reduce a Sith and the Legion that lets you damage to put it in play. All of a sudden, instead of a damage, you now have a shield in the objective.
Yeah.
And it's a reaction, so you can react to your own
Your own stuff.
happening. I think that's a fantastic card. And then on top of that, defense. It's like you're swinging it for 1 plus unopposed to blow it up. And then it's like, cancel the 1 and put a shield on it to cancel the unopposed.
Yeah.
You did nothing.
Yeah, you did nothing.
A 0 cost, always. Like this card, always good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think just be sure if anyone who's going to be using this, I think the important thing to realize is it has to take the damage and still be alive, free to react to it.
And it also has to be a Sith objective.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to get misplayed at some point.
It will get misplayed, but it is a pretty solid card there, so you can't really ask for more. I would like 1 more Force icon on there, just being greedy. Then we go to Consumed by the Dark Side. It's a 1 cost event with 2 Force icons, Force and Alter. You play it only if it balances with the Dark Side, and it's an action to remove up to 1 damage from each objective you control.
Strong.
These kinds of cards are so strong. I mean, just not even taking about the synergy from Dark Trooper or Second Phase, just the ability to remove damage from objectives can be huge, huge, huge.
So
Games are decided by 1 damage.
it's true. This, as a 1 cost, the problem with this card at this point in the game, and we'll get to this later with a different objective, is that Dark Side has been getting a lot of events that are amazing if they have balance.
Yes.
And Light Side has gotten really good at making sure that's not the case.
Yeah.
So this is a phenomenal card, and I've seen it used very well against me. I know opening turn, right? It's like the other day when I was playing Kindle, he put the Trooper in for 2.
Yeah.
And then he has Emperor Palpatine's objective out, and he damaged it to put the Trooper out. But then he, for free, removes 1 damage from all 3.
Right. First Sith event is -1.
And it was his turn 2 because he had balance. That's what it was. But like turn 1, he put 1 in. Turn 2, he put 1 in, healed. And then it's like later in the game, it's like you have Palpatine. It's like, oh, I blew up an objective. I'll get this event back. 1 clear.
Yeah,
1 clear.
And then with Vader as well.
Yeah.
Remove 1 damage from everything and then kill your C-3PO.
Yeah.
If you did.
C-3PO would cancel the event. Let's be real here.
Maybe.
Anyway, so
might be a good use for that.
I think a 1 cost remove 3 damage is very powerful.
This is great. I mean, Force Shield is really the only questionable, I would say, on the power level, but that's the beauty of objective sets, right? They're not all Stormers most of the time.
And there are definitely games where you draw the Dark Trooper Legion and you're like, man,
No.
I really don't want to see this guy right now.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, the thing about this objective, again, anytime you have 2 units in an objective set, in my opinion, that unit has to be bringing the heat.
Yeah.
So this is bringing the heat. It's expensive, but I would venture to say this objective set in most decks ends up being a 1-of. Just because you don't want 4 of those legions in your deck, 2 of the enhancement, and
You do want to both those events.
the events could make you run multiple, but I think it ends up slotting in as a 1-of. We'll see. All right, next up. You ready for this?
Go for it.
The Imperials get some love, which makes me very happy. We get reinforcements with an exclamation point.
Good reading, Zach.
Yep. It's a 5/1. Carida. Karita.
I bet we'll see a Karita deck.
I've
later.
never even heard of that, which is
It's
impressive.
going to be a deck call.
Anyways, reaction. After this objective enters play, put the topmost Imperial unit in your discard pile into play. Committed to the Force. If that unit cannot be committed to the Force, this effect does not initiate.
Interesting thing about this is that the art gives me that same sense of grand scale that the other one that I was really crazy about, done by the original Star Wars artist. You remember with the
Ralph McQuarrie. With
Tatooine,
The Wasteland one?
yeah. Was it Watching the Wasteland?
think
Is that
so.
what it is?
Watch the Wasteland.
It gives me that same sense of like, man, this is a real big world we're dealing with here. So I like that. I love that. What do you think about this? I just don't like stuff like this. Just as a human, as a player.
I mean, as a 5/1, it's fine. It's really if you open with it, it's blank.
That's the problem. Like that's the problem I have with these kinds of things.
But at the same time, like if this does pop out mid game, like
It can be huge.
And it's an awesome Imperial unit.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be good. So I don't think the moneymaker in this objective is the objective, but it's a fine ability. Like,
Then sell me on it, Zach.
it's okay.
What's coming up
All right,
next?
next up we get two.
Guys are so good.
Two, mind you, 2 reserve troopers, 3 cost, 3 health, 1 force icon, black all around, 2 unit damage, 2 objective damage. It's a character, it's a trooper. It has targeted strike. Surely
What?
something is wrong
Oh,
here.
baby.
It is wrong.
3 cost?
Which
Is that what you
is
said?
Yeah.
3 cost
That
for
seems
3
good.
and 4 black icons. It's wild. And targeted strike. Wow.
That's very wild. Wow.
Anyways, the only problem with it is this unit cannot be declared as an attacker or defender unless it is committed to the Force.
Solid. It's a good balancing mechanism there.
Yeah. So I saw these guys at first and I was
What a
like,
dawn.
man, I'll do this all day long. It's like, I don't care. Target strike is big, black objective damage. And then you're like, oh yeah, they're not elite. That's kind of weird. So you want to have the Dark Trooper objective set out with Mach where they're elite. But then it's like, wait a second. I have 2 guys committed to the Force that I'm attacking with.
I'm not one of the Force.
I'm not one of the Force. This is a problem, right?
It's a Navy. You don't want to win the Force.
So
Who
this is
cares?
really interesting. I love, like, that's a really cool way of bringing this without that text where it could just attack or whatever anytime. It's very bad. But at the same time, like, it's a great way to balance a very good unit and a very useful unit. It's an interesting way to push the game.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting unit. And I will say the objective set does have Echoes of the Force in it, and so does the whole cycle, which makes this better.
It's going to make them a lot better. The surprise echoes there. Is
Yeah,
gonna be-
I mean, you can attack with something else to get them committed on the Echoes. You can attack with them and then uncommit
and
them,
then uncommit them.
which could be really nice.
What you want.
So there's a lot of play there, but it's a really phenomenal unit. The biggest caution, I think the biggest cost, is the fact that they have to be committed. You're wasting your commitment.
They're going to be
cards.
so tricky. I think off the bat, you look at these, like you said, and it's like, man, these guys are the jam. And then it's like, unless the stars align, they're not actually going to do that much in a game.
I mean, they'll kill something.
Well, maybe they'll kill a 2 coster, or a 2 healther. But we also have a lot of protect in the game right now.
Yeah.
This is a guy who, at his normal, is just attacking once every turn and not winning you the Force, or once every 2 turns, not winning you the Force, and only doing 2 damage. I don't know. He's less good than I originally wanted him to be.
Yeah, like you first see him and you're like, man, this guy's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then you play with him and it's like,
it's hard to get the tempo of him correct.
yeah. So I mean, they're good. They're definitely not bad. 2 objective damage, target strike without anything else is nice. So it's definitely interesting. But my opinion of them has gone down since they've come out.
But cards that allow you to attack without declaring them in the proper declare attack step could be a thing that makes them really good. So like an event that says choose a unit, it enters the engagement, or something like that.
Absolutely. You pop
Once
them in.
if we see stuff that gets around that kind of
Absolutely.
thing, I think we'll see reserve troopers come in, because that makes
Yep.
a lot of sense with their text.
And now I think we get to the seller of the objective set. If you're going to run it, actually, and I didn't think this at first, but this next card is why you run it, which is security checkpoint. 0 cost, 1 force icon, location. Enhance your play area. Each unit you control that is committed to the Force gains edge 1.
It's good.
It seems underwhelming at first to me. Brah.
So what this does, and what I didn't even realize at first, is what this does for the Imperials is absurdly good. Unlike the Sith, Imperials aren't known for their amazing Twist of Fate edge battle wildness.
What?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I can attack with a committed Death Squadron Star Destroyer who's got shielding, 3 black objective damage, and edge 1, it's like, do you even block?
Edge 1 is more of an issue than I always think it will be.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm using
you're
it,
actually
playing
playing.
against
Yeah,
it.
into Edge 1 just makes it where you don't have to go first on your Edge battles. Imperials need this card. And I think sort of like the Rebels have gotten this cycle with they have these awesome, wild, crazy characters. I feel like Imperials go in that direction. Like I think they'll get a character based. Like they've had vehicles and then Star Destroyers, and I've got a feeling we're going to see officers and that side of the Imperial Navy happening. But I think Edge 1 is potentially critically important for the Imperials, especially the zero cost enhancement. So
I think I'll agree with you.
I think I'll be in.
Having not really experimented with this card yet, I will take your word for it.
Yeah,
I seem to be right on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if it's enough to run 2 of these objective sets, but at the same time,
I don't see running 2 of these.
I don't ever not want that card.
There's something like 4 reserve troopers that oftentimes don't do anything. Yeah, that'd be hard.
Next up, we have the award ceremony, which is a 2 cost, 2 force icon. Play only if you have at least 1 force card in your supply. Action: put an Imperial character unit into play from your hand, then commit that unit to the force. So you have to be able to commit them, but you can basically pay 2 and drop an Imperial character into play committed.
Force card in your supply. Refresh me there.
Just one that's not committed somewhere. Your supply of cards that you can commit people with.
Oh, okay.
So you could sneak in a reserve trooper here.
Every time I hear supply, I think it's talking about the 2-player passy-wassy
the common reserve.
Common reserve is what I always think of. So it's supply. So that's way better.
Yeah.
Woo!
2 for...
That's great.
You have Imperial Vader, you have Mahdi. Pay 2 for
Reserve
Mahdi
troopers.
committed.
You have reserve troopers.
Yeah, reserve
this is
troopers.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a really good way to do that. And sneaky too, right? It's like 2.
I'm going to attack here with these 2 guys. Oh, you blocked? Okay, you win the edge battle.
Yeah.
Drop these guys in. And boom!
And then we finish out, like I said earlier, with an Echoes of the Force. So
this objective kind of takes care of itself. I could get down on 2 of these. I could get down on that.
Yeah, it's very. I think it's a very good objective set. It's interesting, and it's one that down the road will have its limelight.
I think it's good.
Are you kidding?
I don't know if it's 2 though.
Like award ceremony. Like think of all of the. Think of even Imperial Vader, right?
So the problem there, right, is that you have to be running Imperial Vader, who I always want to run. And I
am running him.
Yeah. He's a one of in a lot of my decks.
But he's a lot better when he pops out of your hand.
Oh, absolutely.
For 2.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what, if Imperial start getting stronger characters, like that is the biggest hang up. A lot of the best objectives and objective sets are not character based.
Yeah.
So you'll draw this card and it's like you have to wait until you get the character that matters.
That's valid.
And it comes with the troopers who are characters, which is nice. But at the same time, it's like, it's just kind of limited right now in how tricky it can really be.
I feel that.
But if they continue to get characters, maybe one day we get an Imperial Grand Admiral Thrawn who's awesome. And things like that style of just crazy Imperial characters that really have a difference. And my favorite, actually, even though it probably won't ever happen, is dropping in Tarkin. To
the Grand Moff to -1 there.
-1 all their stuff, and you don't realize you're losing.
Blow up all 3.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Boy, howdy. I love it. I'm an Imperial player, I think,
Trooper guy.
I like troopers and just kind of the no names doing well with them, and I feel like that's a really cool Imperial objective set. Yeah. It'll just get better. It's definitely the problem isn't, and we talked about this. Not really a problem, but the interesting things that we find ourselves dealing with is that ultimately the card pool for Star Wars is still drastically smaller than a game where you can swap in synergistic cards willy-nilly. So we have to see like 20 more Imperial objective sets to really see the juice on Imperial characters or committing things sneakily, stuff like that. So as this game builds, I think the complexity as it releases just gets more and more and more. Like it grows exponentially.
I just thought of an Imperial Deluxe and it just made me happy.
It's still so foundational. These cards are so foundational. Yeah. It's crazy.
And that's what, you're picturing just like the surprise factor of those cards being able to pop them in or whatever. It's good. It's a really good objective set, but it just needs more awesome Imperial characters to make me care.
Well, we'll get there, surely.
I hope we do.
And up next, we have the Scavengers. It is the scum and villainy objective in this.
Man, that Jabba looks boss. Look at him.
He looks like a
He's
champion.
like Detonator.
It's crazy.
You hold on a moment.
There's 2 amazing Jabba cards in this pack.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a 5/1. Pretty standard. It's Tatooine traded. And it has a reaction. After this objective is interplay, destroy all units in play.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, man.
That's wild.
Wow.
We've seen this before, but not for Darkseid.
We have not seen this before for Darkseid. We got it in a light side objective set that is now restricted, or at least currently restricted. So I could go on for a long time about this card, and I'm not going to dive into it, but I'm going to give you the short version of this, which is, in my opinion, in this game, a board reset is not as good for the dark side as it is for the light side.
I mean, yeah, I think
Board
that's
resets are cool,
without question.
but so yeah, you can freak out. But this card could also absolutely just lose you the game.
I feel like it loses you the game more than it wins you the game.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you don't have to trigger it.
That is absolutely true.
There it is.
Thank
That's
you,
why
Tim.
it's good. I noticed that last on the other one. I was like, man, this could be bad. So this is more of a blank objective, in my opinion.
Tim for the sweep there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
This is like-
You don't have to trigger it, my friend.
have you guys played Star Wars before? You know that the reactions work, right?
So that does make it better. But at the same time, like, I'm just picturing this flips after they've destroyed an objective, and the number of times I'm going to trigger it when they just took their turn and they're focused and they're.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's rare. It's maybe 10%. 10% of the time. 15%
If the board's
of the
bad
time.
for me, I'm probably already going to lose. Like,
Right.
it's not like a board.
You know what my favorite part about this card is? The
Java.
flavor text. Quick! What does Otini mean?
That is fantastic.
So that's good. So I mean, the number of objectives that actually come into play whenever you're, mid game that have a huge impact on how the game is going to play out is fairly low.
Yeah.
And so this just goes in that pile of things that can potentially pull out a game in the 5% range.
You shouldn't.
95% of the time, you don't trigger it, and so the cards in there are really all you care about.
Yep. So let's see what the cards are.
All right, the first card in the pod is Witten.
Unbelievable.
It is a 3-cost unique unit.
It's really the art.
It's 2 Force icons. He's a character and a scavenger. He has a black unit damage, a black blast damage, and a white tactics. He has 1 resource available to him. He also has an ability that says, while this unit is committed to the Force, it cannot be damaged or destroyed. And then it has a Force reaction. After you lose a Force struggle, you remove this unit from the Force if able.
Okay.
Man,
So-
the art on that is just so good.
Yeah, it's
I've
pretty
never
fancy.
seen a cooler looking Jawa in my life.
He's pretty much champion.
He is a champion, and commit to the Force. Oh man, the flavor. Oh man.
So one thing that's
Look at that
awesome about this
blaster
for me
pistol, dude.
is it's another
That's
3-cost
amazing.
unit with 3 health, which is important. 3
Yes.
health, 3 health, 3 health. But I'm just curious. Like, I love the not be damaged or destroyed. That's awesome. I don't know. It's interesting for me. Like, because if you lose a Force struggle, he gets uncommitted, which I tend to do a lot of losing the Force struggle as dark side lately.
Your fault, not ours.
Which is fine. So I've got a feeling that I don't know how I go about this because he's not elite. So if you commit him and then attack, he's down for 2 turns unless you can get a focus off of him, which
I bet
Scum
we
has
can find
ways.
ways.
But I don't know. It's interesting. He's not bad.
You could
He's
also
super
just
cool.
use him as a resource that can't be gotten rid of.
He's a cool dude.
For a while.
He's a really cool dude. I mean, you have some stuff coming in here. Maybe somebody's attacking with a bunch of unit damage, which happens a lot. And it's like, I'll risk winning the edge battle and focusing that unit down.
Do you know?
Not worry about getting
Does
damaged.
lucrative contract say bounty hunter?
Or mercenary.
Okay, just make sure it doesn't say scavenger because that would make it way better. I don't know what the other word is.
I think I'd have
Mercenary.
freaked out if it was Scavenger.
Yeah. So
Anyways, he
He's
seems
a
pretty
cool
good.
little guy.
He's
And,
pretty sweet.
and hey, if he's committed and you flip that objective, he
doesn't
doesn't
get
die,
destroyed. Yeah, that's true.
which is cool. I think he's riding the line. He's a very cool unit, but we're going to need more out of this objective
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Up next, we have 2 copies of the Jawa Scrap Dealers. It's a 2-cost unit, 1 Force icon, and it's black unit damage and a white blast damage. It is character and scavenger traded. It's 1 health. It has a reaction. After a friendly unit is destroyed, put this unit into play from your hand.
I think
Okay.
this is phenomenal.
It's really strong, I think.
So, I mean, if it's a free unit, I'll take it.
I mean, just block on defense, lose the guy,
By the way, if you
put
have
a couple of these in, and then draw the cards next turn.
you have
this
2
is
of these
great.
bad boys in your hand when you flip that objective, and it's like
Witten stays in, you drop in 2 scrap dealers, and all of a sudden
game over,
Jawas are
baby.
running the board.
Game over.
Boom!
Boom!
That's interesting.
I think this is fantastic.
Yeah, I think that they're very strong.
Yeah, I mean, as a free unit, that's great. I wouldn't want to pay 2 for him at 1 health.
I mean, at its worst, it's kind of a stormtrooper without the unit damage plus the objective damage.
It's like
Minus
the, it's
that
like
health.
the
Yeah,
one
kind
bounty
of.
hunter dude.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
The road.
Yeah, the
Rodian.
Rodian.
Well, I mean, the question you have to ask yourself, right, is do you want 4 of those in your deck?
How bad is 1 health on the dark side is the question that I have to ask myself.
Ask
Everyone's
Han.
worried about the old force choke on the light side.
It's Han.
Han
that
is
kind of
really the
thing.
only thing. But
Han is the reckoning.
if Han is using his ability on
Like
my
nobody's even
one
really that,
cost or my free
Well,
dude,
it's
it's
not
not
just-
that great.
no
not
one's
just
that
Han.
into Han anymore either, though. Really, he's 2 health. Everyone's been like, "Oh, I can't play Han anymore." I've heard that a
they
million
just play
times.
Protectors and Han. Anyways, not to go
Han
into
anymore.
that, but the real concern is that most light side units have at least 1 unit damage. So
Yeah.
dark side's kind of name of the game is board control and a unit that you pay 2 for that can
You
block.
didn't
an
pay
attack
2
and
for
lose.
him though.
Sometimes you do.
I'm just saying.
I
You
feel
chain
like
these guys out.
I feel like he's scary in the I'm gonna attack and you have to block because
if you kill
things
him,
are
you're
going
going to get
back.
more dudes.
Then I get 2 more in and I got
No,
2 surprise objective damage.
He's fantastic. My biggest question is, do you want 4?
Is he sitting in your hand and you don't really want to play him, but you
Want to save him and then you just hold
Yeah.
on to
You
him?
play
and
if you have like multiple of them in your hand, you just play 1. Pay 2 for that.
kill him.
And chain
I
him
dare
out.
Yeah, kill him, play
Boom.
another. Hey, I'm back.
I think it's a good
solid.
card.
Solid. And again, more scavenger support means these guys maybe are getting extra health. Maybe
I bet there's going to be a scavenger deck.
protect scavenger. Scavengers get an extra unit damage. We can
call
see
it-
all sorts
call
of
it.
good. This could be a very synergistic thing.
Yeah. Anyways, up next we have Watchful Eyes. It's a 0 cost
Look at that
scum
art,
event.
man.
It's 1 force icon. That art is really good.
It's really good.
It's really strong. It has an
Wow.
action on it. Look at the top 2 cards of an objective deck. You may move one of those cards to the bottom of its deck. Return the other cards to the top of the deck in any order.
Okay.
It sounds familiar.
Tell me what this sounds like. Slicing in.
Slicing in.
So you know what's cool about it is it's actually Watchful Eyes is actually a counter to slicing in. So that they put their reset on top and you're like down to the bottom it goes.
Slicing in is also a counter to Watchful Eyes.
Yes,
crazy.
Truly. But I think this is going to be more useful on the dark side. Like, no, you're not going to reset my board.
I mean,
Get outta here.
A free look at the top 2 objectives, put 1 on bottom is really nice. Like, light side's going to be blowing up objectives, or you win. Either which is good.
This is another card that you can also get rid of turn 1 to see another card.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
Absolutely.
throwing that out there.
Put
Yeah,
that-
that's a good throw.
Turn 0 card.
Turn
Good
0.
toss. Good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's
Yep.
okay.
All right.
All right, and then we round out the pack with Seeds of Decay.
Now, I cannot tell you how good this card is.
2 force icons. You may place 1 focus on a target ready unit that is committed to the force.
Oh, baby.
That's the juice right there.
Wow, what a weird
Look
one
at
for
that
this
art.
set, though.
Look at that art.
I didn't expect that at
Oh.
all.
So, Seeds of Decay right now.
It's very weird that this has Seeds of Decay, right? You would never really expect that from this whole scavenger theme that they've got going. But hey, there it is.
I mean, I'll take
I'm not
it.
complaining, yeah.
Yeah, so Seeds of Decay is a great card in today's world of losing the force to the light side. Just because it's like, I'm going to swing with a Jawa. It's like, I really want to lose the edge battle, personally. It's like, I'm going to put Seeds of Decay in and pass.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you won the edge battle. That's cool. I'm going to focus Yoda and bounce the Jawa. We're going to call it a day. Or whatever you've got.
Seems like a good trade for you.
Yeah. So Seeds of Decay is just a great card. All around. Seeds of Decay, Seeds of Decay.
Yep.
I'll take it.
So it's one of those that's good. Like, it's a good objective set.
Yep. It's good.
I think it's all around just very solid.
And it will only get better. That's the hope. It will only get better.
In theory.
In theory. All right, let's go to the Jedi objective set. May
I bet you
the
this
Force
one
be
sucks.
with you. If this objective set is bad, then there's a serious mistake because this is the one line from Star Wars that everybody has said 20,000 times in their life.
At least 2.
May the Force be with you. Dagobah objective, 1 resource, 5
Heck
health.
of a trade.
Reaction after you commit a unit to the Force, remove all focus tokens from that unit. Great.
Before I talk about that ability,
Great.
that art is awesome.
Great. Yep.
Before we
It's
talk
all,
about the
it's all of
ability-
Star Wars right in front of your eyes. Right there.
That's the whole
That's
story.
the story.
Before the ability, though, deck of a trait. I bet there's going to be a deck of a deck.
Dagobah deck. Dagobah deck.
Dagobah deck.
My Dagobah deck versus your Hoth deck.
I bet you Dagobah wins.
Well, this is great. I mean, okay. That boy is our last hope.
We saw this card in a card fan a while ago, and I was like, it's pretty good. Then it came out, and I used it, and I was like,
Whoa!
oh my god, this game literally just got exploded and changed.
It got
Like,
exploded.
This game got exploded.
So let me tell you, I have to talk about this ability for a second because this is probably the most important objective the light side has ever received. The reason I say that is
Light side or Jedi?
both. And here's
These are bold statements.
Yes.
hey, I'm a bold man. Here's why. Here's why it's crazy, right? So typically, a light side player is like, hey, it's turn 1.
Okay.
Do I just play a unit for 3 or 4 costs? What do I do with that? It's like, well, if you can play the 1 unit commit and maybe win the force, that could be cool. It's like, it's not that good.
No.
What this lets you do ultimately is play units however many you want. 2, 6, 1. It can be
3.
like Luke or Yoda or whatever. Attack. Do your attacky thing. Commit, unfocus, win the force, and most importantly, also have a defender.
It's incredible.
And that is good.
I'm sold.
I'm in.
I'm in.
You didn't think about the winning the fourth.
But it's really it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid how good this is.
It's very good.
Like-
I wouldn't call it stupid, but it's good.
It's
Stupid's a derogatory term. From
okay.
what
It is.
I've found.
It's wild.
It's
how good this
wild.
is. It's wild.
This objective
Wild.
set is
So,
wild.
I just can't. I really like. I cannot. This objective, I cannot get out of my brain when I'm thinking about Star Wars. It's just.
All right.
It's like it goes in anything. It's
We're
like I don't
running
care
it
if I'm
then.
running Jedi. It's like
This
it
is-
could be a pure Rebel deck, and I'm going to put 2 of these in.
This is the deck then. We're running this. We
All
run
right.
it.
So let's see. At least it's Jedi.
I'm running
so
2 of them. I'm already running 2.
I'm already
running
in
in my
all my
dark
decks.
side. All right, let's talk. Start with Yoda. Yoda, hey, we got a new Yoda. We didn't know we were getting a Yoda. We got kind of freaked out a little bit. I'm going to call him Blind Yoda. Blind Yoda is 3 cost. He's got 5 force icons, which is unbelievable. Objective damage is black. Unit damage. I'm sorry. Force is black.
Tactics.
Focus, tactics.
Force focus things.
You'll find it eventually.
All names. He's got only 2 icons, so it's like, not that great. 3 health.
That's
very good.
Fantastic.
He's a character and a force user, as you might expect. He's elite, as you might expect as well. And then he says the unit gains 1 black unit damage for each point on the Death Star dial. This
It's creepy.
is a destructive
Yummy.
Yoda.
He
This
wrecks
is-
space for days.
This is so good.
I would call it wild.
Wow.
This is also wild.
3
yes.
cost, 3 health, plus 5 force
Now-
icons.
We have that Soren. Is it Soren 2 training or whatever it is that gives them targeted strike?
Shishu.
We can give we
Shishaw.
can give targeted strike, right? That's the thing. I remember that
Shichu?
in
Is
the
that what it's called?
enhancement.
That is
objective.
not. at
What's it
all.
called?
I
There
don't
is
know.
Sorensu.
There's a. I think Shishu is the one where you divide your unit damage.
I know it's really bad. You divide it among all the defenders.
Yeah, but there's one that gives them target strike, and it's in the Tatooine Moisture Farmer
oh, great.
objective set.
Thanks.
2 of those Moisture Farmers, but you also get the 1 cost event where you can drop a dude in for a phase, and they pop back at the end of the phase. So
Oh, that could be big. Big Yoda could be rolling out and killing some
Big
executors and
Yoda.
stuff.
Big Yoda.
That would be excellent.
So it's an okay objective set. I know there are people around here that like to try to slide one of those in to decks where it's just like, but
Because
this,
that could just be abuse. You know, dials at 4, 5. Anything's game.
that's what I mean. When the dial's at like 5 and this guy's out, it's like, all right, you want to attack with Vader? That's cool.
Blind Yoda, excellent. Judge me by my size, do you? Very good. So this is a massive unit for light side. At that
Yeah.
cost, it's just massive.
Yeah, massive.
Completely massive.
Yep.
Let's go to Dagobah Nudge, which appears to be a lizard amphibian type creature that is on Dagobah.
Looks like a salamander.
Checking out that can there. He's 0 cost, 2 force icons, which is great. Commit him.
I like the way you said that.
1, what's that?
I like the way you said that. Force icons.
Yeah.
Icons.
Icons. Force icons. Then we have a white unit damage. Obviously, only rarely is he going to bite you or whatever. He's a creature at 1 health, and he says, reaction after he enters play, decrease the Death Star die by 1. Amazing. When he leaves play, increase the Death Star die by 1. Less good, but also cool. Force choke is only on characters, right? You can't. Can you force choke? No, you can force choke a creature. Can't
It's
you?
non-vehicles.
Character or creature.
It's his character or creature unit. Yeah. How do we know the card's better than Zach? He's supposed to play all the time. I don't understand it. This is right. What are we? Where are we here? What are we thinking?
It's good.
It's a thing. You drop him out and win the game, and you get a better tiebreaker. And
Man.
kind of. I don't know.
Dude, this guy's so good.
Yeah.
All right, look.
Sell them on it.
Let me tell you a story.
I like 0-2 force icons. That's
So 0
acceptable.
cost, which
Good.
is great. Lets you get extra units out, especially with Jedi who have high cost units and tend to suffer on that front.
Yeah.
2 force icons is awesome. Just a little guy committed to the force. It's like, do you want to waste your force choke on this?
Yeah,
guy?
that's what I was thinking. It's like, if
like-
you want to use your force choke on my Dagobah Nudge,
Who
go for it.
Yeah,
bro.
who ultimately did nothing, right? Dog goes down by 1, dog goes up by 1. But what I've seen this
Ups
guy
and
do
downs.
is
Strikes and
he either wastes a card on him, or like, what if I have protectors out? It's like,
If you don't want me to waste a force choke on him, you're certainly not protecting him.
sure. But What I have seen is it's like towards the end of the game, light side's about to win, dial's at 5. It's like, oh, I'm going to dial at 4, and then I'm going to win.
How about that put all creatures in play?
Previewed from the next deluxe.
You throw 2 of those in there, and all of a sudden dial by 2 because it's enters play, not played. So
yeah, there's some interesting things here. I think this unit is phenomenal. I'll take a 0-cost unit that does pretty much anything. And that does something, so I'll take it.
Something is anything, according to basic theory. Then we have a Dagobah Training Grounds. Hey, as you might expect. Look at Luke running there. He looks so tiny running around there.
You got Yoda
on his back. Dagobah location, enhance limited 1 resource there.
Yay.
Hey, 2-cost event, Jedi event. Oh man, this is looking good.
1 Force icon.
1 Force
so
icon.
Good, man. Look at that art.
Art's amazing. Yoda, you seek Yoda.
Yes,
This house has never looked so cool. Increase the Duster die by 1 to search your deck for Yoda and put him into play if able. Shuffle your deck. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's wild.
That's
wild?
It's wild. It's so wild.
This would be good
so
for the rest of the game. What if you run 4 Yoda? 4 different Yodas?
I got 3 in my deck right now.
I'll just put whatever awesome. Yoda I need.
It's like you're playing Imperials. Okay, I'll go get original Yoda.
Yeah.
Who's only got 2 health because you probably don't have Force Chokes in that deck. I'm cool. Dial up by 1. You go get a Yoda. You get the new Yoda. Dial goes up by 1, so he sends your unit damage.
And you can the timing of this is just
timing
great.
And the 2 costs. It's like even if you open with just 4 resources, all of a sudden, before it was like pay 3 for Yoda, and you have 1 left over, and now it's like I'm going to pay 2 for a protector. I'm going to pay 0 for a nudge. Then guess what?
Pay 0 for
nudge. Then I'm going to pay 2 and put Yoda into play. It's wild.
It's great.
It's so good. Jedi getting good cards. It's awesome.
So, hear me out here.
All right.
So you have the new Yoda. You have the old Yoda. You can go get him with this. How well does this synergize with Kyle Katarn's objective?
Oh my god, dude, it's beautiful.
Tell me.
Kyle Katarn's objective, you pay 1 to reveal a character from your hand. And if you have that character in play, you can basically put the new one in and take the old one out. I've had amazing openings with this.
Tell about your god setup, Zach. Let's hear it.
I beat a guy the other day with the dial at 2.
Wow.
My turn 1 was nudge.
Oh, with Jedi.
Yeah, with Jedi.
Wow, I mean Smugger's Jedi every day. But
yeah, this is Jedi.
With Jedi,
pure
that's
Jedi.
Impressive.
I open with nudge. That goes to 0. So it's at 1. It goes to 0. And then I have Kyle's objective out. So I pay 2 with this, and I go get Yoda, and I attack with Yoda.
No,
I don't remember the exact specifics, but I attack with Yoda, and he blocks or whatever. I win the edge battle. I tactics him, do the objective damage. Then I pay 1 to put new Yoda in. I attack with Yoda, unopposed, another tactics, whatever. Now he's tactics down. I attack with a nudge, unopposed. I commit the nudge and Yoda, both unfocusing from Yoda's objective.
Whoa.
And it's like at this point, dial's at 0.
This is looking great, yeah.
He's got a dude that's double focused on the board, and dial goes up to 1 on his turn.
And then next turn you play another nudge.
Well, next turn,
nudge
it's
forever.
Like, I've already got Yoda out.
He can loop Yodas.
Now I can loop Yoda
until
for the rest of the game.
leave.
So next
turn
comes, I attack with Yoda. He focuses. I pay 1 to put new Yoda in. He's not committed anymore.
Right.
Attack with Yoda, commit Yoda, unfocus, and it's just like...
Oh, Yoda, the old Yoda chain.
The old Yoda loop.
Exactly.
Dang,
yeah,
man.
So it's good. It's good when it happens.
I feel, is that a thing that's going to be like a real thing? Like problematic?
Well, the thing too, I'm also winning the Force, and I also have Yoda who can block. If he takes some damage,
feels
I
a
pay
lot.
1 to put him in hand and switch.
It feels like Yoda doing that somehow seems very thematic, which makes me hate it a lot less. Because I usually am not a big cycled combo guy, but...
For some reason, I just picture Yoda saying, can't touch this.
No.
I know exactly why.
And then you round it out with the Seeds of Decay.
That's pretty incredible. Yeah. And then we got Seeds of Decay to finish it off, which you already talked about how great that card is.
Yeah.
So, man, awesome. Well done. This is a cool objective. This is like the heat that Jedi have not ever had before.
So, like I was saying before we talked about the entire objective, I think this objective set...
I'm a convert.
...is amazing for Jedi. It makes them viable. It makes you... this objective set alone makes them viable. But I also think it makes all the other decks just as good, too. You can build a deck around 2 of these and 2 Gamorreans runs. And you kind of just have this nucleus of pure awesome.
Yeah.
So you can go start Jedi, go Smuggler. Because it's like you attack with Han and then you commit him and unfocus him. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, anything.
So
that's great. That's great, guys.
Yep. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you read the last one? You did.
Yeah, it's
me.
true. Yeah.
I'm just like, okay,
Yeah, we're all a little stunned by
it.
the Jedi got a really, really good
I'm
objective
just in
set.
shock.
It's awesome.
I'm also excited to see this objective set.
Tell me, I really am hesitant to ask this because I know that we'll get it wrong, or hopefully we won't get it wrong, but we'll probably get it wrong, and then it makes us look silly. But do you know the story of Winter here? Because she's on the thing. She's on the Behind Enemy Lines.
How do you know that was Winter?
Well, she's got white hair, and I know enough of Star Wars lore to know that this is a character called Winter, but I do not know her story. Seems to be a spy of some kind.
She is. She's like an undercover operative for the Alliance. And
she like the jam?
She is the jam.
She's
She actually has a really significant role in like the New Republic in the expanded universe. That's disappearing, but she's a really cool character.
She works with Leia a lot.
Nice, yeah. She's kind of age unknown.
A bodyguard for Leia.
She's got the Leia bun over here, and then she's got the full wrap turban bun on the objective.
Wait till we
and then
later
she's
on.
got hair down on the observation point.
Wild.
She's relaxing a little bit.
Yeah. So, anyways,
what's she doing with stormtroopers behind her?
Dude, she's an operative.
They don't even know that she's there.
No,
she's
know
observing,
there.
man.
She's just working for the Empire.
Oh, amazing.
She's an undercover
well
operative.
done. Okay.
Why are there stormtroopers on Rebel
I'm committed.
cars?
I'm committed.
Behind enemy lines, bro.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm with
so
it.
the objective is behind
Why is she
enemy
under
lines.
a table if they know she's there? That's all I'm wondering.
Different scenes. This is what in the under the table though. She's got the Imperial outfit on, right?
That is
she's
called,
like sneaking out.
What if the objective was called Under the Table?
Under the table.
I would be okay with that.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a smuggler scum under the table. Anyways, behind enemy lines, a 5-1 reaction. After an objective enters play, look at the top card of an opponent's objective or command deck. You may move that card to the bottom of its deck.
Okay.
That's solid. It's not.
Okay.
It's not wild.
You may tell you why
it's after an objective.
You may tell you why this
Does
is
this
wild?
trigger twice depending on how? Like at the start of the game, can you reveal this first and then the other two?
This is why it's wild.
Does that work?
It triggers off itself. Triggers off the second objective you reveal, and triggers off the third objective you reveal if you reveal that first. Amazing Opener. It's like, oh, I'm gonna let
That's
the top
been
card of your deck. It's
verified.
like,
That have we taken it? We've called the judges' chamber.
This is verified. It's a reaction that says after an objective is revealed, and you reveal specifically dark side reveals first, and they reveal one at a time. That's spelled out very clearly in the rules.
And you can trigger before the game starts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you do that with
makes it
scum
blank.
and
Yeah. So, it's awesome. So
way
it's
better
like,
than I thought it was.
Yeah. The other day I was playing, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna look at the top card, and he's like, oh, bottom. Look at this next card. Oh, bottom. Next card. Oh, bottom. And now he knows both my Vaders are on the bottom of my deck.
Heaven forbid you have two of these.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
So it's like I reveal one, move one to the bottom. Reveal the second one, move two to the bottom.
And you can also
reveal
like
the third one, move two to the bottom.
if you're happy with what's on it, like you put a Vader on bottom and you're happy with what's on top. It's like, all right, now I'm gonna check out your objective deck.
Boom.
You just do all objectives. Look through all their cards.
Man,
so,
you can control that early. Ooh, man, that's cool.
So, a very cool objective, more powerful than I thought at first, and very good.
How thematic is that?
Yep.
It's absurdly thematic.
And next up, we have Winter herself. She's unique. She's 3 cost, 2 health. Ouch. 2 force icons, though. She's got a black unit damage and tactics. Edge-enabled objective damage. She's a character. She's a spy. She has a reaction. After you win a force struggle, return target enemy enhancement to the top of its owner's deck. Oh, so good.
So she's resource denial even in a sense, yeah?
Absolutely. Like, at what point do you want to stop having that 1 cost resource be on the top of your deck?
Oh my gosh, that is just so good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, put it on the top. It's like, you're going to draw into it.
Enjoy that Sith library.
And it never pays back, right?
Oh,
so
man,
you
this makes me want to play Rebels.
Anymore.
It's like controlling Rebels. This is like a dream come true.
Yeah.
I bet Kendall was really happy.
Oh,
yeah.
He is happy. Anyways,
probably running 20
Winter is awesome. She's someone that you put out and they have to deal with her first. Like, you just can't not deal with her, period. And you can commit her to...
Well, now I want to do a 4 objective Jedi with 6 Rebel running 2 of these and just try to make a show of it. You know what I mean? When the Force struggle.
Yeah, she's really good at resources.
Oh, man,
so
this is great.
We also get a neutral character, Tactical Genius, 2 cost, 2 health, 1 force icon, black tactics, edge enable unit damage character, reaction after this unit enters play, remove 1 focus token from a target unit committed to the Force.
I love that he has a black tactics icon. That's enough for 2.
Yeah, 2/2 with the tactics and removing a focus from a committed unit. Even if they can commit down whatever you have committed to the Force, being able to unfocus is
I'm in love right now.
And it's after it enters play. So if you somehow get it into play with like a Falcon or something, it would trigger, or other cards we may see in the very
I
near
just
future.
love this. Yeah.
Yep. Next up, we have Observation Point. 1 cost, location. It's got 2 edge icons. Enhance your play area. Action. Focuses enhancements. Look at the top card of each player's deck. Then you may discard one of those cards.
That's awesome.
Super, super powerful card.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're
I'm
like,
surprised. I did not think
why?
that you would like this.
So 1 cost, you basically just every turn you focus it and you look at both cards, right? So what it lets you do is if your card's a bad card and you don't want, you discard it and filter through it, and you also gain knowledge on your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
But what if what you see on your opponent's side is the answer, right? It's like a Force Storm or a Force Lightning or a Palpatine or a Vader or a Holocron. So you just get 2 pieces of information, and then you either know what you've got coming next, or you can not have that coming next. And you also get to know your opponent. So I think it's a very strong card for 1. And 2 edge icons makes it even more of a seller for me. So I'm always happy to have that card.
I'm sold.
You also get a Hidden Outpost. It's a 1/1 resource. We've seen it.
Yeah, I did.
Done that. And you also get... Why not?
This seems like it's going to be good because it's got 3 Force icons already.
1 cost event, 3 Force icons called Infiltration, and it is good. Action. During an engagement, put a character unit into play from your hand as a participating unit on your side. If that unit is still in play at the end of the phase, return it to your hand.
Unbelievable.
So, of course, if you know
Get
me...
out of town.
If you know me...
That is the greatest card I've ever seen.
Ever?
For Rebels.
So,
really
if you know me, you know that I have this thing for that Rebel Han objective set.
Yeah, you
for
do.
whatever reason. So
this thing is about as mild as we can describe what you have for that.
What's phenomenal is, and I've seen this, is you pay 1, you put Rebel Han in the engagement. 2 unit damage, 1 black, 1 objective damage. When he leaves play, you get to search your deck for a Rebel card.
Yeah.
And you still have a Han in your hand. You can go get another Infiltration.
Yeah.
FYI. You can go get Leia, you can go get Rebel Assault, you can get whatever you want. And it's so good in so many other ways too, like with Jan Ors.
Jan
which
Ors
is the best
is what
thing.
I was thinking.
It's like you attack with Jan.
Oh.
It's like I'm going to pay 1, put Han in. I'm going to strike with Han. I'm going to strike with Jan, trigger Jan to bounce Han, unfocus Jan, strike with Jan again, trigger Han to go get a card out of my deck.
And that's the game.
That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. Great card. Jedi actually have a very similar card. A 1 cost, put a unit into play for the phase. But it's in a not great objective set that we were talking about earlier. Like the thing with Target Strike. And then it's got 2 Moisture Farmers instead of Winter and a resource and Tactical Genius.
Let me just make sure so that just for my own benefit.
Yeah, we can do a flowchart if we need.
There's obviously a restriction of some kind putting a unit into play that's already in play.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, because I was thinking if you had that other Yoda, you could bounce him, throw him back, then do the swappy.
What you can do is you can pay 1 to put Yoda in. And if you had Kyle's objective out, you could pay 1 to reveal other Yoda, put other Yoda in, who is not the one that you played Infiltration with.
He would stay in.
Right.
He would stay in.
Yeah.
So you could actually, there's a lot of weird things you can do.
There's some good things to be done here.
Yeah, I mean, I think this
card is massive. This card is massive.
It changes the game.
Are you crazy? Yeah. Like, what if I just throw in some kind of 3 objective damage out of nowhere? 4 objective damage out of nowhere? I don't know if we have that character yet, but...
I mean, another awful surprise is Chewbacca. It's like, you block with something that's doing 1 unit damage, and it's like, I'm going to protect you Chewbacca in, and then I'm going to kill your unit and get unopposed and the Chewbacca damage after I won the
Surprise Chewbacca would be the worst.
Surprise Chewbacca.
Surprise Chewie!
No. Both in that world and in the game.
Like, no, absolutely.
You don't want to surprise Chewbacca.
Number 1
I wasn't even going
Chewbacca.
like flavor like in the world. Like Chewbacca hops out from behind the door.
It's like I'm gonna drop. You attack with Vader or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna put Chewie.
I'm gonna drop Chewie in this engagement.
It's like you better have a Force choke.
God dang it.
Yeah, well, that would kill Vader. Like if you had a different Wookiee out for protect, in case they had like a Force choke or something, and it's just like, I'm gonna pop Chewbacca in and just kill your dude.
And then you're not your dude. Not
you're
just
Darth
any dude.
Vader.
You're Darth Vader.
He is the dude, though. So
you know what the best part of this is that we got 2 amazing objective sets for Jedi and Rebel, and we did not see anything for Smugglers.
The best part of this pack is that the count of yellow cards in here is roughly approximately zero.
More importantly is just that these things are of that caliber. I feel like, or at least close.
Absolutely.
Finally,
we're catching up. The light side has a lot of tools now.
It's doing it in their way, right?
Yeah.
Like the Rebels, it's a great objective set, but it's doing it very like strange and like gotcha and like awesome resource denial. And the Jedi are just like, I'm going to win the Force. I'm going to get to attack and defend.
And the big O Yoda.
That's so important with Jedi just because you play these main characters, right? It's like normally you play Obi-Wan. It's like I paid $5 and now I have to commit him and just have him as a blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like I'm going to attack, then commit, win the Force with him, and have him as a blocker. Phenomenal objective set. Phenomenal
Excellent.
packs. Yay. Congratulations, Star Wars, for being awesome.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this unboxing. Hopefully you dug it. These are some awesome cards. And so if you don't have this pack already, you should have it. You can get that on our store. Join Us or Die is the name of the Force pack. You can get that at any point you'd like. And if you're a subscriber, it's already been sent out to you and you're probably already enjoying it. So hopefully you're having a great time with these cards. Anyone have anything else to add? Well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you at a Star Wars tournament near you. And if you do happen to be around Tulsa or want to come to Tulsa, we do have a Star Wars regional coming up. So check our website to find out more about that. It's in a few weeks from now, from the posting of this video. And we're going to have a good time. So we'll see you then. Thanks a lot.
See you guys.